If you smell.
Welcome to the SmackDown podcast.
Rock.
Dude.
Here's cooking.
The millions. Kyle's probably pointing right now.
Welcome to the SmackDown podcast. Welcome to the SmackDown podcast, guys. Where you can always catch up on your Raw, SmackDown, NXT 205 Live recaps, reviews, predictions. Also, we're covering what? We cover what, you guys? We cover
Raw,
NXT TakeOver,
NXT 205 Live,
SummerSlam right around the corner. I am your host, Kyle. Joining me today, we have the Lacey Evans enthusiast, Rob Roode.
Yeah.
And the AJ Styles of podcasting, Sebastian.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, man, I let your effed up intro be our hook, just to let you guys know. But, oh my God, thank you guys for joining us, man. We're covering a special edition of SmackDown. It is going up a day late, but that's because our own Rob Roode was live in attendance. Rob, I can't wait to get into this with you, man.
Oh, man. Don't get your hopes up. There's nothing to get into. I'm going to be 100% blunt honest, man. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. It was bad. Okay, I won't say it was bad. I want my money back.
Okay, I got you. It wasn't bad, but I want refunds.
I mean, we'll get into it. I won't say anymore.
Yeah.
But that is my honest opinion of my attending SmackDown Live.
Oh, man. We'll get into it. No, I can't wait to hear it. And I can kind of understand going by the broadcast. But you guys, thank you for joining us. If you're listening to us on the audio realms, thank you very much. We're on Podbean and Spotify. Rob and Sebastian, I've asked this before, but go ahead, fill us in again. What are your favorite platforms to listen to your wrestling or just podcast in general?
Spotify.
I use a few.
No, I do love my Spotify. I like my Spotify because I work in a cooler half of my day.
Yeah.
And Spotify allows me to download the podcast. I don't know what Podbean does, or I don't know if other
Podbean
platforms
automatically downloads our podcast on my phone. Like every time we launch a podcast, yeah, it automatically downloads. It's like I'm flattered, Podbean, but I was there. I don't need a copy.
That's valid. But I do like my Spotify because it has the arrow, and all I got to do is click it, and it does its thing. I don't have to do anything else.
I like
can just play
Podbean.
it in the concrete cooler, and then I have all my playlists and all of my our homeboys, WWF Anonymous, the Fickle Fan Podcast,
Yeah,
the Backseat Bookers, and I have them all in one place. Do I want to listen to music or do I want to listen to a podcast?
nice, man. Good plug for Spotify, dude. And thank you again. Rob is the reason why we're on Spotify, and he got us in there ASAP. Like literally 4 episodes into this show, we were on it, man.
Because it was actually 5 episodes, and Spotify requires you to have 5 episodes.
5 episodes. Okay, excuse me.
I think it was 5, maybe it was 3. Whatever the requirement was.
Whatever the minimum was, Rob got us there ASAP. I remember other podcasts talking about, they've been around for like 3+ years, talking about getting on Spotify, and it took them forever, man. So that's what was really cool in my eyes, because I watched these other people struggle to get on there for whatever reason, and then you got us on like butter. One of the cool things, though, about Podbean, I'm going to throw it out there, is Podbean allows you to actually see the thumbnail of the show, too. I like that little personal touch to the episode itself, whereas Spotify, you just get the logo of the show you're watching, but you'll actually see, like, the YouTube thumbnail that we use if you're listening to us on Podbean. I am considering taking some time. I've been saying this for a while. I do want to see what it takes. It's probably very simple to get on iTunes and Google Play. I feel like it's necessary to get there.
I tried it, bro, but I screwed it up. Under Podbean, there's a thing you got to fill out, like the fields and the information.
Yeah.
And iTunes uses the code to put everything where it needs to be, and I screwed the code up, and I just didn't try again.
I'll watch like a YouTube tutorial, man. You can learn anything on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, you guys, if you're not already there, please hop over to YouTube, type in the search bar, SmackDown Podcast, that is 3 words, hit that like, hit that subscription, maybe even turn that notify bell on. Help us get on the road to 100 subscribers for that custom URL.
URL.
Oh, that's gonna get old real fast.
Never.
Lastly, the last self-plug, and we'll get into today's show, is please, down in the comments section, anything you want to throw at us, we will be down there to talk to you. You can also reach out to us personally on our Twitter handles. The show's Twitter is at SmackDrawPod. Myself, I am at The Kai Tai Show. Rob is at 2 words, can't see me. And Sebastian is at WrestlingFan_32. The Benji Benji, who's not here, you can find him at Calavera Comedy. He's a real funny dude. He puts a lot of stuff in Spanish, so it might help to be bilingual. But I'm just throwing that out there, too. And then also one other special shout-out. I'm going to do this until we get more users in other concentrated areas. Shout-out to Ontario, Canada, for having the most downloads of our show on Podbean and Spotify. Thank you, Ontario. Personally speaking, I do apologize about insulting your superhero, Mr. Bret Hart. I apologize for saying that y'all are a bunch of moose-loving, Tim Hortons drinking Canucks, but...
it is kind of hard to not make fun of a guy that taps out to his own sharpshooter.
Oh, my God. Stop.
We just lost all the Canada.
We just lost all the Canada right there. That one thing.
All gone.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Oh, Canada.
Okay, no. Honestly, sincerely, guys, thank you so much for listening.
Legit shout to you guys for
big shout out, man. Big shout out to y'all. We also have a viewer, one viewer in Ireland, and we have another viewer in Australia, man. So shout out to you guys too. I think the rest of us are all in the States, and if not, I'm sorry if I'm forgetting any national territories that might be listening to the SmackDown podcast. Oh, that was a lot to get through, you guys.
Weebo.
Oh. SmackDown, huh? One big recap show for Monday Night Raw. We got what? One real wrestling match, and even that was ended with a DQ finish.
We did get Dolph and
Ali. But I meant
Ali.
every match that we got was either a glorified squash match. All the matches ended in 2 to 3 minutes. And the only one...
they ended stupid.
Yeah.
That right there is why I want my money back. Those who watched, I will get into it. Like you said, it was a Raw recap show. And it wasn't even necessarily just Raw. It was a last month of what happened leading up to SummerSlam in WWE, which is cool. But I've seen it all.
It felt like a 2-hour trailer.
Exactly. I didn't pay WWE $200 to sit and watch what I've watched the last month on a 200-inch screen. I mean, it was bad. And the matches we did get cool. We got entrance music, whatever. We got people coming out. We're gonna have a match, and it's a squash. It's like Dolph and Rey Mysterio. Cool. I'm excited. Dolph beats up Rey Mysterio. All of a sudden, there's not a match. But then you had Ali come out, so I mean that kind of squashed that. But you got Natalya, who finished Ember Moon with some trolling. It was all around bad.
I will say Natalya's characters.
One thing I can plug is we got B Team and Heavy Machinery at that dark match.
Was that the only dark match?
Yes. They did. They told us, they were like, Detroit, we're going live in 45 seconds, and that was for the 15 minutes till SmackDown. Michael Cole saying, SmackDown in 15 minutes, watch it, blah, blah, blah. So we went nuts for that, and then Heavy Machinery's music hit out of nowhere, and then B-Team's music hit. And I actually tweeted a picture of me and my daughter going nuts, because we love the B-Team. We love everything the B-Team is about, because, I mean, they're so B-rate, but their song is so great. So we went ham. They lost, Heavy Machinery won, but
of course.
The match was 100% house show comedy.
Yeah.
It was great. They were dancing with each other. And they were doing the Macarena and doing the Fortnite dances in the middle of the ring.
Oh my God! I wish I could have seen that.
It was so excellent, but if that was on TV, it wouldn't have happened, obviously. So I enjoyed that, but as a whole, it was.
You got.
And what's funny is, I'm giving it all away, but I don't care. I've been waiting for this moment. They in the middle of the show, they were like, Detroit, we're coming back December 27th after SmackDown's on Raw for this special. Use this special code to buy your tickets tonight. I'm like, I'm regretting buying my ticket tonight. I'm going to buy another one already. Like, are you being serious right now?
Man.
My wife leaned over and she's like, do they really want us to buy another ticket right now? I'm like, see? You see what you done did, WWE?
We're sorry. We're going to try and make this up in December.
Which, we're going to be on Fox, so the tickets are probably going to be more than $30.
I have high hopes for Fox, man. I have high hopes for Fox because
I do.
Because they have a game plan. Fox has a plan to get 3 million viewers per show, and they will take control and take reins to make that happen. Like, that's in the contract. Like, Fox will get their hands in there to try and get those viewers where they want them. So I have high hopes. But yeah, you got into it. Sebastian, go ahead, get your thoughts in really quick, man.
I can definitely see where his frustration. Like, for me, going in, I kind of expected it to be the show it did, just because it is a go-home show, and mostly those are what they are. But being in the live crowd, I can definitely see how Rob can be frustrated. I went to Raw back in May, and it wasn't a go-home. It was about 2-3 weeks before Money in the Bank, and it was better. It was more enjoyable. But I could definitely see where he's coming from with all these recaps on that big screen stuff. And the ads, right, Rob? Do they still have the ads in between matches and commercials? And
Yeah, they were all WWE related, so I can't really complain about that. Because, like, I'm all about some WWE ads. Like the 2K20 commercial they played once. I'm about that. Like, keep playing that. I'm down to watch that over and over. That's a good commercial.
Yeah.
And then they plugged the freaking Page movie. They plugged that one.
Wrestling with My Family?
Yes. They plugged that as an ad for us. They plugged when the WWE went to wherever they went with the military, and Ric Flair was firing tanks and stuff, and they plugged that.
Oh my God.
So, like, the ad plugging was cool. So I can't really complain about that. It's not like they shoved. Well, I take that back. They did shove cricket down our throat one time.
Yeah, they got a hell of a deal with cricket, man.
the only problem I have really with it being there live and the ads, like, it's so awkward to, like, just the wrestlers just staying there in the ring watching the big screen. Like, you're excited for this match, the entrances are coming, and sometimes, like, when I was there, they was like a brawl, and then they just stayed in the ring for 5 minutes, all calm after they just got a fist fight, and then they fought again. That's the awkward part to me about that kind of stuff.
It does sound awkward as hell. But yeah, I mean, to touch on SmackDown as a whole, it did come as like a letdown, kind of deflated, especially following 2 weeks of consistently good Raw. You would hope that momentum would translate to SmackDown. Last week's SmackDown was all right. It was going to be hard to top Raw, but it was all right. And then this week's SmackDown it really showed some holes in the game. Really didn't feel like they put much effort into it. I don't know if they're trying to let the wrestlers kind of rest up for SummerSlam or whatever it may be. But yeah, it definitely felt lackluster. I will say one thing, like probably the biggest thing we got out of the show is Natalia's character's fleshing out. I'm more invested in Natalia's character now than I think I've ever been in Natalya, and I like this ruthless side to her, refusing to let go of the sharpshooters, and not really like. It's hard to say because you were touching on it, Rob. Like the whole heel and face dynamic you feel is kind of diluted, and you can see that with Natalya. I don't think she's full on heel. She just seems like she's out here to put some hurt on some people because she wants that title. And I was digging it, man. We didn't get anything. Did I miss the thing with Shane? Did Shane agree to put his career on the line?
No,
he never did. No.
Okay, so I didn't. Okay, so I did miss that. And then
I'm glad. Honestly, I'm glad he didn't, because like that gives ammo for people to be like, oh well, he didn't want to do it. Shane's a bitch.
Yeah.
That's Shane McMahon, man. He plays his character so well. Like I was gonna be so mad at him if he did say yes. I was like, look,
just
I'm
to
not
be baited
support
in
you.
last second.
Again, like we were talking a little bit ago about a Twitter character. That's part of the reason I support Shane so much on Twitter. Partly character. At the same time, I am on Shane's side. I have grown to like him. I've grown to like the bad guys, but that's partly
I like Shane,
character.
man. Just go away.
But
I can like you from a distance.
But all that aside, I would have been like, it would be so bad for you if you say yes right now, Shane. Your character would say no, and he did, so it made me happy. That
All
was
right.
one plus side. That was one plus side.
All right. Well, before we give away the whole show, let's go ahead and start to get into this.
We already gave away the whole show.
I know. All right. That show, folks. All right. See you next week. No. So once again, we are shooting from Rob's home of Detroit.
Ooh. Okay, I do want to plug one more time before I forget. I don't remember when it happened. They were doing.
We're getting a dollar
No, it's not it is a little kid thing, but no. I seriously don't want to forget though.
Go ahead.
I don't know. It was probably during a commercial. They did this thing where they had 4 little kids. They brought them out onto the stage right in front of the SmackDown sign.
Yes.
And they were like, "They're gonna try to win a T-shirt, guys. You got to cheer who you want to be the best." And there was 4 kids, and
Hit
they
a
were like,
crowd
"They're gonna
against children."
imitate. They're gonna imitate a superstar, and you're gonna see who does the best imitation."
Right.
And it was the first one was Undertaker, and the kid was like, "Rest in peace," and he did an okay job. And then I honestly forget who the other 2 were because the 4th kid was like, "I'm gonna do Kofi Kingston," and he took the mic from the lady. He goes, "W, W."
Awesome.
He got this place going nuts. Like, I felt bad for the other 3 kids because they're like, Undertaker was like, "Yeah." They're like, the other 2 were just like, "Yeah." And they're like, Kofi Kingston was like, "Yeah! Oh, yeah!" I'm like, oh.
He knew who to
I'm
do,
like,
man.
Other 3 kids. I'm like,
So
oh.
that's
I
what
think
they did to replace okay.
That's awesome.
that was, they did that, and then they did a dance party, which I thought was pretty cool. I got up and I danced with my daughter,
5
which I knew was a
dance
commercial, obviously. But other than that, it was ads on the screen.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to forget to plug that because that little kid, he got that place hype.
Well, shout out to you, little Kofi fan. You'd be doing Benji proud on the show, man.
The old game was they said the nicknames and the kids would have to guess it.
Like
and
trivia.
And then here lately they got the best in the world, and a couple of them said CM Punk. So I was wondering how much longer that was going to go.
It was good times, though. It was good times. I enjoyed it.
Hell yeah, man. Well, the night kicked off with Charlotte coming out to the ring, cutting a promo. This is very much a generation versus generation feud here between Charlotte and Trish. Charlotte claiming that Trish left at the height of the women's revolution to go play soccer mom, essentially. And then Charlotte wants to show Trish what she's been up to in Trish's absence. So she introduces a promo package, but it is quickly overran by a Trish promo package. Well done, by the way. That Trish package got me hyped for her. It did, man. They know, man, I always say it. Those video editors for WWE are some in the best business. Those guys know how to put together a promotional package, man. But after the package
Sure do.
aired,
I've seen quite a few of them.
yeah, after the package airs, Trish comes out, does lay claim that she does urge to perform one more time, whether it be for the fans, for her family, or for herself. She does want to get that one more match to prove it to the world and prove it to herself that she's still on the top of her game. And then ends with slapping Charlotte. And Charlotte seemed to get off to it a little bit and exited the ring. And that was it, man. And how we feeling about them, like, trying to keep I think, Sebastian, you were touching on it. They're doing this thing where they're getting all of these rivals in front of each other, but they're keeping the fighting to a minimum. They're not giving away any of the SummerSlam matches, with the exception of one that was given away tonight. How you digging that, man?
I like it. It kicks the payoff. It makes you want to tune in to see it.
Yes, absolutely.
Like if you're watching Raw and Becky and Natalia tapped in that tag match, why the hell you want to watch them in a submission match? I mean, you just watched one tap 6 days ago.
Right. No, it's a very good point, man, and I'm digging it. It's a short, sweet little thing. Definitely got us hyped. Wife saw it. Wife was like, "Oh God, Trish is in it." I was like, "Yeah, man." And so now my wife is going to tune in.
I do want to say something real fast because Becky wasn't there, so the opportunity might not come back up. I just want to say that last night made me realize that the whole submission match thing, like, if you were to, on a limb, say who's going to win, Becky Lynch is going to win this match. Because the way they've built the disarm her is like, when's the last time somebody hasn't tapped in a half a second to the disarmer? Meanwhile,
It
you've
is
had
very
2
true.
or 3 sharpshooters in the last week, and ain't nobody tapped out. Like, the way they built it, like, Becky Lynch is going to win this match. All it takes is a half a second of a disarmer. Meanwhile, Becky proves she can hold out to the sharpshooter. So, I mean, we can move on from that. I just wanted to plug it out there.
Rob, that's actually a very insightful
They
point
built
of
it
view,
a
man.
little lopsided here. Like, I feel the sharpshooter's weak. As the disarmer, they built it to be
Just crazy because the sharpshooter's one of the most
That's
devastating
even bigger than
submissions.
Ken Shamrock's ankle lock, and we all know how strong Ken Shamrock's ankle lock was.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Man.
I feel it's lopsided, and I realized that last night. Now, moving on as to what we were talking about, Charlotte Flair and Trish Stratus, you said it best, it's generation versus generation. And both of you guys know, if somebody says Attitude Era or now, Attitude Era, I don't care what you're going to say, I'm going to cut you off, Attitude Era, that's my answer. However, in this, I'm so torn in this match, I don't know who to go with.
Charlotte's
really
arguably the best female to ever do it, and one of the best performers on the planet, regardless of gender.
I realized that in the last couple of weeks. Like, Charlotte Flair is a freaking legend.
She's a beast.
I don't look, I said that, everybody knows I said it a lot. I don't look too deep into wrestling. Like, go in the ring and win, boom, okay, boom, you made me happy. But I've been watching her, actually watching her. I mean, I'm sure that makes sense. She's absolutely amazing. So you can't. I love Charlotte Flair. I've fallen in love with her. Not as much as Lacey Evans. Lacey's still my boo. But then you got Trish Stratus, and when they were in the ring, and Trish slapped her, I wanted Charlotte to whoop her ass. But at the same time, I didn't want Charlotte to whoop her ass. I'm so torn. They did such a good job with this on me.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good job. I was just staring at the ring. I'm like, who do I want to win? I have no idea. So this is a match where I don't care who wins. I'm going to enjoy it for what it is.
Good point. It's a good point.
Side note, I know we talk about reports sometimes on here.
Yeah.
Trish apparently said on a, I don't know if it was a podcast interview, I'm not sure. I didn't actually look. I just saw the headline that this is going to be her last match. So.
I had a feeling. Yeah, I had a feeling. I mean, in the promo, she was saying that one more match. Which we've heard that before, and people have come back for more. But I believe it with Trish, because honestly, I'm surprised to see her performing to begin with. So yeah, I believe it, man. And hopefully she can still go. I assume that she's definitely taking this seriously, and behind the scenes, her and Charlotte are probably working very hard together to make sure that they put on as good of a match as they can. We know, like, if Rob, obviously, 2019 has been your resurgence to wrestling, but Charlotte has proven, I think, in the last 4+ years that, dude, everything she touches turns to gold in the ring. Like, Charlotte can put on blockbusters, man, and steal the show. It's actually kind of funny that they've pulled the spotlight back on Charlotte a little bit to not overexpose that. But yeah, Charlotte is an amazing performer. So I have high hopes for the match. I really do. It's definitely one of the bigger matches I'm looking forward to. Up next, we got Goldberg's entrance. As I'm like, oh man, we got Goldberg coming out on SmackDown. Hell no, it's Dolph Ziggler.
This was the biggest pop of the night. That's saying something. This was the biggest pop of the entire night.
With the crowd going nuts.
Stood up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is there like electricity in the air, Rob?
There was. It went. Oh my God, we all popped so hard. And then when Dolph. Oh. If you look up how to deflate an arena in Webster's dictionary, there's many clips that could be there, but Dolph Ziggler pulling this would be one of them.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
Such a fucking troll.
He can troll an audience. I can only imagine what it is to be trolled by Dolph in person, man.
He tweeted earlier some shit about I'm great, blah blah blah. I'm worth $1.5 million. I commented. I was like, he's like, I look like $1 million. And I commented. I'm like, no, you don't. I noticed in person last night that you have ugly feathered wolf hair, so you don't look like $1 million. I'm sorry. I was like, but props on the Goldberg thing though. You got me.
Jesus.
The only thing I would have added to it if Dolph would have added like ketchup on his head when he came out of the locker room.
Busted himself open.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been such a
man.
So terrible. Well, Dolph didn't come out for no reason. He's to have a match with Rey Mysterio. The match, Rey comes out, and the match doesn't get underway. Ziggler blindsides Rey, essentially knocks him out cold. We get backstage personnel, refs trying to get Dolph off of him. Dolph picks him up, delivers a sweet chin music, grabs the mic, and declares that his match versus Goldberg will be Goldberg's last match. That Ziggler is going to be the one to retire the WCW Phenom. Then Ali comes out, hits one hell of a wheel kick on Ziggler. Oh, Rob, I don't know if this translated live.
It was so loud.
The
It was so
TV
loud.
caught that.
It was so
that
loud.
wheel kick hit flush on Dolph's face. Oh, my God.
It was so loud.
Oh, my God. And then we cut to commercial. We come back. Match starts. We got Ziggler versus Ali. Ends up being short work. Rob, you probably didn't catch this because obviously you were live, but the commentators referred to the super kick once again as sweet chin music, teasing that they're just entwining him with HBK. So
it's
this
not sweet chin music. It's a super kick.
I know, but
I know you know. I'm just bitching.
Yeah,
Your
there's
name
a-
has to be Shawn Michaels for it to be a sweet chin music.
Nice.
I don't care if you have a flawless execution, just as Shawn Michaels does. It's still not sweet chin music. Fuck you, don't.
Now, let's do the speculation game. Where's this going? Where is this back and forth with HBK and Ziggler going? Is there going to be a payoff? There has to be some form of payoff.
I don't think it's going anywhere. Honestly, I think they're just pulling it, and then they're gonna play the forgetful game.
Oh God, I hope not. Please
I mean, I
don't
could very
do
well
that
be
to
wrong.
us, man.
I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Just like I want to plug that we just did this pretending that Daniel Bryan didn't have an announcement that he didn't give us for 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden they just didn't say anything about it. I was so mad. But I don't know. I honestly don't see where it's going to go. But I'm not a writer, and I don't think that way. I don't think where stuff's going to go.
What about you,
I have no
Sebastian?
idea.
Where's it going, man?
Not just Goldberg. I mean, he had the promo before the match with Ali saying that he's going to put down any legend that walks out and all that. So who knows? They might be Shawn Michaels down the line, Survivor Series or something. But
I mean,
I really don't know. Like, Survivor Series seems like a long build for it, and I don't think they'd have it at Night Champions or Hell in a Cell.
no, it would be a big four. It would be Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. It'd be one of those.
That's a long way off to have a Dolph Shawn Michaels legend feud. You know?
Yeah.
Right. I think if they were going to do it, this would have been the time to pull the trigger.
And Goldberg isn't the type of person that would need a run-in. You know what I mean? Like it's not like the match between Ziggler and Goldberg. Ziggler's going to have Goldberg on the ropes, so Michaels is going to come in and you know, hit the sweet chin music to assist Goldberg into a victory. Like, no, we're pretty much all in agreement that Goldberg's going to fucking destroy Ziggler, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Vince may be like 100% of the WWE universe is expecting this to be a squash. Let's not make it a squash.
Oh, that would be the worst thing that they could do.
Shut the hell up.
That would be the worst thing.
Vince has done a lot of worse things, so I don't know. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen, but it's Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
So you never know. Now, another random thought that just hit my head, maybe this whole Dolph thing is, maybe that whoever Dolph faces next, he's going to steal their music and steal their finisher and leave Sweet Chin music behind. That way, we don't have to forget about Sweet Chin music. We're just thinking of, okay, he's fighting this guy now. He stole his finisher.
Just ripping off legend after legend.
Yes.
I wanted him to do like the spear and jackhammer.
Oh man, that would have been great. It would have been great last night. It would have been perfect. Like, you had him beat Ali, so why not have him beat him with the jackhammer?
Yeah. I think, Benji!
Is he here?
Yeah, man. At least he's
Can't hear him. Is he
he's
talking?
in here. But
Surprise, surprise, guys.
Yeah.
Hey Benji,
So
do you want to tell him how you predicted Dolph for the win Sunday?
you predicted Dolph for the win, huh?
This guy.
Oh,
How do I kick him out of the? How do I kick him?
oh man.
Y'all laugh
Benji,
until it
what's up, bro?
happens.
I mean,
What's going on, man?
What's going on, Benji? You just caught us. We're at the ass end of the Dolph Ziggler Ali match from SmackDown where Ziggler won with the sweet chin music, and we're kind of making bold predictions where the whole Dolph Ziggler HBK stuff is going, and then also if Goldberg is going to squash Ziggler, which
Okay.
You also I won't turn into another rant, but you missed me saying I want my money back for my SmackDown ticket. But, I'll keep it at that.
To be fair, you went to a Go Home show for a pay-per-view.
A big 4 pay-per-view.
A big 4-1, man. Yeah, it's interesting, but
Okay, so take your 75 to 25 wrestling to videos and make it maybe 60 to 40.
Just give some more dark matches, man. Give some more dark matches or something, man.
Yeah. Hey, look, here's the plug. Let's let these guys wrestle while this video's going on. Choose what you want. Okay, absolutely.
Damn.
Have like a match at the concession stand, so that way you don't have to worry about the cameras catching it. Man.
Vince, do it.
So Benji, I assume that you caught SmackDown as well, right?
Yeah, sure.
Oh. Can never tell with this fool. Folks.
No, what's up? What's going on?
Nothing.
What do you want to tell me?
No, nothing. No, we're good. We'll go ahead and keep it rolling, man. We'll keep it rolling like you were here the whole time. After that match, we got a recap of the several murder attempts on Roman Reigns. Reigns has obviously got to be quite shaken up that one of his co-workers is so ill at him that they don't mind trying to take his life. From there, we got another recap of Seth getting the beat down on Raw, giving that just uninspired prediction that he's going to beat Brock Lesnar with no conviction in his voice.
Oh, the whole, you guys, I'm going to beat Lesnar.
I will beat him.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, we've seen that twice.
Oh,
man.
We've seen him say that.
Dude, that ain't...
Yeah.
Dude, Seth is going to die. Like, Seth is going to die against Lesnar. Like, there's no way around it. Rob thinks... I think, Rob, you said you predict Seth's going to win, or you just see that as a possibility?
Yes, I do. No, I did in my little texting to you. I did predict Brock Lesnar to win, but at the same time, you can't really, like, I'm sure Vince knows that Seth is dying as a character. You can't have him be like, I guarantee a win, and then lose.
Well, John Cena did it back in 2015, and he was the first victim of Suplex City. So.
Oh, well, I mean, that's Brock Lesnar. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I view it as you can't, like, I'm not, I keep saying it, I'm not the smartest guy when it comes to creative, when it comes to a character dying. But the way I view it as, you can't have Seth Rollins, who is kind of low right now for the whole WWE universe. Like, I guarantee you win. I'm beat up, but I guarantee you win. Just get his ass whooped even more.
Yeah.
I could very well be wrong, but that's the way I see it. I mean, I want Brock to win. Don't get me wrong, but.
Well, if you're taking that angle, it could be the ultimate hero's fall. You know, he hits complete rock bottom, his life's in shatters and ruins. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna recover? Is he going to become the Seth Rollins of old?
What is the Seth Rollins of old, anyways? Is it the laugh Seth Rollins, like the?
No, the Seth Rollins of old is the one he had prior to injury, or even coming back from the injury.
Yeah.
Just, conviction, passion, and just going in there and people, rooting for him. He only lives. It seems like once you get to the top, people just want to see you fall. We're seeing that here with him and with Becky Lynch and other people.
It's true,
so sometimes you wrap yourself in your own bubble that you're not really paying attention to what people are digging, and they're not really vibing with him right now at the moment with the current Seth Rollins, who is corny as hell. I'm just gonna go out there and say it.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, man, the whole him being the architect thing, I don't know by this point, because Seth is pretty dumb. All right, like, I want to see those buildings because I'm pretty sure they're not up to code. Like, I don't know if the architect is the best moniker for him at this point in time, man.
Well, I mean, at a certain point, yeah, you had the plans, you build the buildings, but now what?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I saw what he tried to build on Raw, dude, and that's, oh boy, that didn't go so well.
It done him a lot of help if he just quits. I tell you that.
I think absent would make the heart grow fonder for Seth. It did with the injury, because he does play such a role in like the week to week shows. And same thing with Roman, man. Like it's like you take it for granted, and then you turn on them, and then when they're gone, you're like, damn, they were such a cornerstone of the current product. So I don't know, man. Maybe he gets the beat down from Brock, and he disappears for a while, and then comes back, like Benji said, rejuvenated and Seth 2.0 maybe or something. But after that, we got a Roman backstage interview with Roman Reigns, asking how he's feeling. I assume it's not that good. I did like the public apology to Samoa Joe. Very face thing to do. Man, these guys are going to become a tag team. I'm calling it, man. Samoa Joe.
I'm sorry. This is a moment I can give a live perspective that I know TV didn't see. He got a standing ovation for that.
For real? When he apologized to Joe?
We all clapped. Yes, we all clapped and we all stood up.
Oh, that's
You
awesome,
could hear
man.
that on TV.
Yeah.
You couldn't see
Yeah.
the crowd, but you could hear the.
Yeah, people were
Yeah,
like,
he got a standing ovation for that.
yeah, because people
And
love
I stood
Joe,
up right with it.
man.
I'm like, yes.
People love Joe.
And what a fun tag team that would be.
Oh my God, they won't do it because they're not gonna use Roman's shoot name, but they could just literally be the Samoa Joes. Like it's just they could both be the Samoa Joes, man.
Had the Usos in there, just have a Samoan stable.
The Samoa. Oh Jesus, yeah, that would be brutal if you had all of them together. WWE wouldn't know what to do with them though. They would have no clue. They wouldn't want to put them in cars.
Fight the crowd every week. I'm game.
They would not want to put them in
Fight the crowd
cars.
every week.
Which one of you said that you thought the driver on Raw was one of the Usos?
That was
Y'all are messed up for that.
I do want to
That was
throw it
me.
out there. I seen 2 tweets saying the same thing.
I want no
scrolled
part of
past.
it.
I just scrolled past.
Oh Jesus, that was so good.
Oh, yep, that was me.
Sebastian. Oh man. But after the interview, essentially, just Roman just made it apparent that he is going to find out who did this, and essentially the detective is on the case. So Roman left the interview on the hunt to find out who is trying to take his life. We then got another Harley Race tribute. That was nice and touching. Then it was time for Natalia's and Ember Moon's match. Once again, that we touched on earlier here before you came in, Benji. Another match that just didn't get out the gates. Ended up getting out of the ring. Natalya slaps on the sharpshooter for a double countout. And then we just got like a Bayley save. I missed this. Did anything happen other than Bayley just running Natalya off?
Not on
No.
TV.
Not on TV?
No,
No?
nothing happened.
It's weird.
Ran her
'cause-
off and it just kind of ended. I do want to get Benji's perspective on what I said. This moment made me realize, Benji, what do you think? Do you think the submission match is lopsided? Like, if you look at, you got to disarm her, which they've built that any woman that's going to touch it is going to tap in a half second, no matter who you are, against the sharpshooter, who now in, 3 weeks we've seen it and there's been no tap out. Do you feel that's lopsided? I think it's lopsided. I really do.
Well, this sharpshooter is an established move, so it already has that prestige with it. So I don't see that as lopsided. I have said before that we're gonna see a Becky Lynch not tap out, but we're gonna see her pass out in Toronto, a la Stone Cold.
Wow, that's a bold
Yeah.
prediction, man.
He did predict that last night.
Yeah, we're giving
That's
away that
valid,
predictions
man. I didn't
episode.
even think of that. Wow, that's great. But
That's,
I'm glad you said that.
that would probably
makes
get a lot of
more
her
sense.
shine back too
The
if that does
sharpshooter is-
occur.
But I just like the way it's facing the disarmer, which is, but we've said it on the show a couple times. The disarmer has been built to be the most badass submission in history, and there's just insta tap no matter what. Boom, done, insta tap.
But yeah,
I'm glad you said that.
they do
fact that
have
the
Becky Lynch's
sharpshooter is
power level.
established.
Like Becky Lynch's submission power level is like maxed, whereas Natalia's is probably sitting at like 88 or something.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's a good point. I like your prediction there, Benji. I can't wait to hear that episode.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to have that up, right?
Well, no, it's okay. We can put that up like on Friday or Saturday. It's okay. We'll
Okay, cool.
just like I said, just upload it to like what is it?
It's
Google
pretty
Drive.
interesting. It's pretty interesting taking over for you guys not being there.
Just put it on Google Drive and then send me the link and I'll download it. I'll slap our intro music to it and we'll call it a day.
Words. Slap it good.
Slap it good, man. Slap it raw.
Smack it raw.
Smack it raw. Jesus Christ, this is stupid. The KO show. Wait till you hear the intro too for this show, Benji. Oh my god, it's so stupid. God. It's so bad.
So bad.
It's bad. The KO show happened.
What happened on the KO show?
Essentially, Kevin Owens. Maybe you guys caught more of this. I may have been in and out for this segment, but he said KO wants, if Shane loses, for Shane to be done. Shane declines. So Kevin Owens is like, for a guy that can like jump off Titantrons and Hell in the Cell cages, you've got no balls. KO is jumped by Elias. He does fend him off. He ends up throwing Shane over to the desk. He gets a stunner on the table on Elias. That looks painful, man. Like, I feel for Kevin Owens' butt because that table's got no give.
Do you really?
It's terrible quality, but I got a picture of Elias, like, just after the stunner. When he looked up, it was stiff as a board. Like, I got a picture of that, and then I got a picture of Shane fucking doing the sweep on Owens.
Dude, that sweep, Kevin hit that table hard, bro.
He did.
Oh, my God, that hurt my back. But at that point, yeah, Kevin Owens Shane takes Kevin Owens' feet out from under him. Shane, Jesus, I'm botching this one. Shane flips the table onto Kevin, sets a chair up on Kevin Owens' head, and does a running drop kick, a la the Van Terminator almost. And then he got down in like his best Stone Cold impersonation and just started shit talking Kevin. Did any of that get picked up on the mic, Rob? By the way, when they replayed it. Yes, we heard it, but as it was live, we didn't hear it. You must have missed it, or did they have like an LED screen where you could see it? Because obviously, I'm thinking,
yes,
Rob's perspective, he can't see crap.
Yes, they had the live TV feed was on the scoreboard.
Okay.
And I honestly watched that most of the night because like my vision is bad, and my seats were okay, but like when it came down to like when the wrestlers were like the Bailey thing, they were on the other side of the ring on the ramp. I couldn't see a thing, so I was watching the fucking. Luckily, the scoreboard is like one of the biggest in the NHL now because the arena is only like 2 years old, so it's very modern, and the scoreboard is freaking huge. It's not as big as like the Dallas Cowboys scoreboard, but it's in the running. So I did get to see a lot of that stuff like on the big giant screen. But yeah, they had Shane's face like right on the screen, all up in Owens' face, just like you guys seen on TV at home, but we couldn't hear it.
He was rabid, man. He was rabid, so bad.
But luckily, when they pulled the replay, we got to hear it. They played
the audio.
What he was saying over. Yeah, so that like I would have been seriously pissed if like I didn't get to hear what he said.
Now, so I'll flip it to you guys. The rumor in the news section is this SummerSlam match is a way to write Shane off television. He didn't agree to step away if he loses. So how does this play out if this is supposed to result with Shane leaving?
I think KO wins Sunday, and we get the I Quit match later down the road. Possibly a Hell in a Cell.
Oh, okay. So you think Shane's going to be on television longer?
Yeah, but I do think this feud is being written to get him off TV. I just don't think it's going to be Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 100% valid. I feel that like you just said, this feud is to get Shane out of here, but it hasn't climaxed yet. Like Shane gets heat, but he doesn't get that much heat to get him the hell out of our face just yet. If that makes sense. I don't think it's climaxed yet. I mean, y'all hate him. Everybody hates him, but I don't think you hate him enough. I don't think it's climaxed enough.
I like that they were smart and they kept him off TV for almost 2 full weeks.
I will say this, and I think it is because they had him off TV last 2-3 weeks. This is the first Shane McMahon segment I enjoyed in a long time.
Thank you. Yeah, if you just use him sparingly, man, like, just have him on TV like never, And
like never.
We will be good. I love it in that case, man. You can just run his highlights, man.
I do want to throw it out there that my heart dropped when KO was like, "Come out here," and the music didn't hit. And I'm like, "Oh no, come on, Shane." Like, I've been waiting for this for fucking 3 months to stand up in my seat and get looked at like an idiot while your song is playing. Come on, Shane. Come on.
Did you do the shuffle?
And then finally, oh, fuck yeah, I got up and I did it so hard. So many people looked at me. My daughter grabbed my arm and tried to make me stop. I'm like, no. Nope.
Oh, my God.
I should have filmed myself doing it. I swear to God, I did it. I did it so hard that people were looking at me. I was like, yeah, just looking at him doing the windmill with my arm. Like, yeah.
Dude, you became the biggest heel in that section right then and there, dude. Oh my God! At that point, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know.
My daughter was straight like, "Daddy!" She grabbed my arm to get me to stop. It's so good.
I think the only way you get that crowd to hate you more is if you were to yell out like GM was shit too, by the way. Like, I'm glad y'all had a job.
Wow.
Little Detroit joke there for you. Oh man. So then we got a SummerSlam match, an early SummerSlam match. Sami Zayn.
I can't believe you just said that.
Wow.
We got DUI jokes, job loss jokes. We got it all.
We just love to alienate our crowd, man, like our viewers.
Speaking of DUI, to get a DUI, you have to be driving. You know who makes cars?
What? Oh my God, this is
y'all
so
are
bad.
messed up.
I know, man. I wonder why no one listens to us. That's a joke. We're actually doing pretty good, man. Our show is growing. Anyways, we're gonna try and salvage this shit, move forward. Sami Zayn comes out to the ring. He starts talking trash on Black, pretty much essentially just one of those like clever coward speeches. And then I love the you hear Black on the mic, and then they cut this camera like up his nose to not try to give away that he's in like a coffin or something. And essentially he just says the match doesn't happen at SummerSlam. It happens right now, and it cues his music, and his music is so badass, dude. It literally it's
yes,
so weird because
yes.
it doesn't. My son can watch the Firefly Funhouse, and he's cool. Aleister Black scares the piss out of my boy. Like, it's so weird.
I was actually gonna say this is the moment where I got kind of scared because like I just said, I got up and I did the Shane McMahon windmill, and like when you go to like a ball game, I'm that guy. I'm that guy screaming at the players, telling them they suck, and you know I'm the guy going nuts, singing I'm that guy. Okay.
Yeah.
My voice started to crack because I was singing Aleister Black's song like hard. And then my voice fully started dying throughout the rest of the night. I was like, fuck, I gotta record a podcast tomorrow. But I didn't stop. I'm not gonna stop. I mean, I'm here to be that guy. So obviously I'm talking, but yeah. I was scared because like I was like, I'm calling you out. I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh, man.
But I do also want to plug that being live kind of ruined his intro for me. Because while he was going to the ring, and well, I mean, it didn't really ruin it. Like, I was watching the guys clean up his coffin rather than watching it. Hey, look at me on TV. Look at the guys over there trying to hide. They're cleaning up his shit.
They gotta get rid of his stage pieces.
I don't get to see that every week. I'm gonna watch that.
The beauty of TV magic. Benji, what did you think of this match, man?
You know, Sami Zayn is not in a good spot right now. You know, it's not looking good for him.
Dude, it is not.
But you know, I'm glad that the match went on for like 20 minutes and they got it going. Like, got a lot of pieces going in there.
You did not watch this match. Oh my God, this was such a squash match. It was a good attempt.
But it was. I thought it was a squash. You know, it was alright. I guess. You know.
He did the whole foot raising thing where he got his foot under Sami Zayn's jaw,
stood him clean.
Yeah.
I was just happy I was getting wrestling. I'm saying.
Yeah,
I was
man.
like, yes.
I
It could
did.
be a squash. I don't care.
I did like it. They brought this match out this week on, and Raw too. They had the Fatal 4-Way tag, like SummerSlam, where every matches, I guess.
Yeah.
And really, we know Black is winning this match, so I'll take time away from the more important matches
It's
like
true.
Kofi Orton, Finn, and Bray, and all that for a match that we know the outcome. So just have it on Tuesday and not worry about it on Sunday.
That's a very good take on it. You know what I mean? It was easily probably one of the most predictable matches on the entire card, so it's a very good point.
Well, I mean, it is a pretty big card, so I don't think everybody's gonna make it.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the Cruiserweight match, we now have 11 matches.
Goodness gracious. I don't know, man. There's a lot. Because you're going to have a 2-hour pre-show, and you're going to have at least like a 3-hour main card, if not 4-hour main card. And they did say the main card starts at 7. So you're talking like, oh boy. Like
well, to be fair, this card is stacked.
It is.
So it could potentially deliver all 5 hours, but it's still, it's up there.
Its hardest part is going to be pacing. Pacing is going to be the biggest challenge to overcome. This year's WrestleMania was the first time that they were able to pace out like a very long card as good as they could.
I fell asleep, man. I'm so mad at myself.
Rob, of course you fell asleep, bro.
I did, but then, in all fairness, that shit went till like 1 o'clock in the morning.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, so
I could barely stand for Raw.
They'll
try to give me a stand till 1 o'clock.
My wife was having me check out these enchiladas that she was cooking when the Shelton Benjamin interview came on. What did they ask him? Like, did anyone pick that up?
I was there, and I don't even know. By this time, I was so sick of looking at the videos to me. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't. I'm like, oh, I seen his face on the screen, and I was like, no, he's just gonna look around and be dumb.
Yeah, it was honestly whatever they asked him. It was just an excuse for him to be a weirdo. Like,
it was okay. Wait, it was something about the 24/7 title. I can give you that, but I don't remember.
Speaking of which, that's probably what held the show back so bad. No 24/7 title on SmackDown.
I woke up this morning. That was one of the first thoughts in my head. I was like, wait a second. I didn't even get like R-Truth on there running. Just have him like in the back, just running away, and then the B card chasing him.
Hell, you could have just had like a pre-tape
You had the
thing,
24/7 title. Right, exactly. You had 17 other pre-tape things.
Yeah, man. But
he probably had a long travel from that OBG.
Hey, did you see that?
Probably exhausted from giving birth.
Mike Kanellis, is that his name, Mike Kanellis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I get it right? Oh my god. And Marie Kanellis?
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. Wow.
We only run a pro wrestling podcast, Rob.
And I mentioned, look at, thanks for leading the segue into my plug. Did I say every podcast that I have a bad memory and I forget shit? Mike Kanellis tweeted, "Hey, Ron Killens, come get your baby," and it was a picture
saw
of the
that
baby down on
shit.
the couch. I'm like, this is so good. I love this title.
That was so bad, man. We did get Rob. How was the crowd for the Firefly Funhouse? How did that go over?
It was quiet. I mean, we went nuts when it ended, but like it was when the babyish song hit, it went dead. I was like, yes, this is great. And like my daughter was so happy. She told me 3 times today how happy she was that she got to see Firefly Funhouse live. Which
Nice.
I'm like, I've seen enough on that fucking video screen. I didn't want to see it. That's just me. But yes, it went dead, and then like he didn't get a standing ovation like Roman, but we clapped and like it was wholesome.
That's good.
It was good.
I can watch a million recaps, and if Firefly Funhouse comes on, I'm glued. I don't give a fuck.
Man.
Yes.
Yeah. Same here. I'm invested to get behind Bray 1,000%, man. To get this.
Especially now, where you don't know if you're getting it.
Mm-hmm.
He actually got I don't know if it happened on TV or not. They recapped like SummerSlam. They showed all the cards, like the promo pictures, and whatever. And like we cheered for blah blah this and that. But when Bray hit on that screen, like we went nuts.
That's good.
Like, yeah. I'm like, okay, Bray's so over right now.
People need to get behind Bray as much as they can.
I so thought that he was stuffing a pig to eat him.
Well, hey,
That's my first
good
thought.
segue. The Firefly Funhouse. The segment was pretty standard. You see a shot of a table that's just covered in candy and chocolate, and it pans over to the far side of it, and we got Huskus Pig Boy, which is a play off of the Husky Harris character that Bray Wyatt used to play before he became the cult leader. Husky Harris has obviously had his fair share of candy, stuffed to the brim, covered in chocolate. Bray comes out. Doesn't really mention too much about the pig, but instead turns his focus on Finn, says that he admires Finn's courage, but it is severely misplaced because he's facing the Fiend, and essentially it doesn't matter how courageous you are. It's inevitable when you face the Fiend. He then said that
when you look between the lines, it's I'm over it and you're not. So
yeah. And then Bray said that he hurt for so long, and it's Finn's time to hurt. Very simple delivery, but very effective in my eyes.
I did though. I thought he was stabbing that pig, and he was going to
just kill it. Break out the mallet.
Yeah. Throw him in a pot. Like, I thought it was going to get dark.
When are we going to get a clip of a Ramblin' Rabbit like trying to get placed in like what is it, like the relocation services,
TCS,
whatever it is, when they change your identity and everything,
the witness protection.
Witness protection, yeah. Ramblin' Rabbit, man, he's gonna have to go into witness protection, man, because I want to hear the secret, man. I want to hear his secret. That's who I'm most intrigued by now out of all his puppets, because Ramblin' Rabbit, every time we see him, he's like, he wants to tell us what's really going on. We're not getting it, man. And I want to know. Like, I really want to know, and I hope it is something. I hope it's something.
Daniel Bryan had a secret, now all of a sudden he doesn't.
Rob, you are not letting that one go.
I'm not, because what the fuck, man?
I
was so invested in what his secret was.
Oh my gosh. Following the Firefly Funhouse,
I thought, oh my god, he's either going to say it live in my face or I'm going to get trolled live. I'm okay with that.
You got trolled, bro.
I didn't get either. I got trolled thinking I was going to get trolled.
It looks like we got the first Chad Gable feud on our hands since he's...
Is that who that was?
Yeah, Chad Gable.
Oh, that was a missed opportunity. Yeah. Chad Gable was like an inside joke with my wife. Like when I first started watching, and he was with Rob Roode, right?
You're Rob Roode.
Well, I'm Rob Roode, Bobby Roode.
What?
That's who.
This guy's living his character.
Hey.
Guys.
But that's who he was tag teaming with, right?
Rob had the concussion.
And he had the long hair. Like
yeah, Robert Roode, Bobby Roode, Robert Roode, yes.
And my wife was like, "What's his name?" Chad. And it just kind of became an inside joke that whenever he was on the TV, it was Chad.
Oh, there's
I
Chad.
didn't catch it was him. I missed like a golden opportunity.
You did,
my wife
man.
don't pay
You
attention to
did.
Shit, and that's one thing she does. I'm sad now.
You know what got me here though is Chad Gable's back there warming up. He sets his bands on Elias's guitar. Elias mistakes him for a child and then cracks a short joke, and he stacks up against him. And Elias is only like 2 or 3 inches taller than Chad Gable. It's not like you have like big
you gotta
Cass.
be this tall.
Yeah.
He raised his hand at Chad's height. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, it's not like you had Big Cass and Daniel Bryan. Like, you know, like
no.
these guys are like literally like just a couple inches, you know.
Sometimes the couple inches makes a big difference.
Really?
My question though is, what the fuck was Chad warming up for?
Yeah, that's true, man. He was just back there.
Promo with Elias.
He was just getting a pump in, bro. That's all he was.
I mean, he's trying. That's
Friggin'
Elias.
baby
You warm
oil.
up for your promos with him.
He was baby
Baby
oil,
all over him. I mean, he wasn't even on 205, which.
So yeah, Rob, I assume that Chad Gable didn't have a match, huh? Like he didn't come out for a dark match or nothing.
No, unless he did. Like I left. I didn't watch 205 live, so
He was not on 205.
Yeah,
But
wow.
no, he didn't.
Interesting.
That was it. He was simply
Yeah,
there.
he was
just
in
for
wrestling
Elias
gear
was.
too. That's weird. That it's funny you mentioned that. I didn't even think about that, Seb. Yeah, no, he really was like all ready for a match, and that was it. But it looks like we're gonna get the first Elias feud that is not dictated by Shane McMahon. So that's interesting. And it also shows that Chad Gable, I guess, is going to pull double duty. He's going to perform on both SmackDown and 205 Live, which that's cool too. Unless they're just going to pull him off of 205. Which I don't think he should. I don't think they should, because he has such a great character, and I think he has a lot to offer that show.
What do we have next?
The Kofi Kingston package for the
Okay.
SummerSlam match. It showed the quote-unquote stupid incident. And Kofi really mounts this, that the story here is that Randy held him back, but Kofi looks at it is that he succeeded in spite of Randy. And he did go through some crisis of confidence issues, like, I show up day in and day out. I'm good enough to be I'm good enough to be here, but something's not getting me to the next level. By the end of this package, like, I was sold, and I think honestly, Benji, you would greatly appreciate this because we know how much you like Kofi. Kofi truly is one of the modern day's best, like, feel good champions, and by no way do I think his championship feels artificial anymore. Like, this dude's legit. Like, he's legit.
Every match, every opponent he's had has only furthered the story. You haven't seen anything take a step back, as we've seen with other champions. Everything just gets better and better. And this one with Randy Orton, it's just
The
a
best.
full circle. It's just a full circle real life situation that you can't even write. That was written just by life in itself. And for it to come full circle this way, it's just you can't even come up with this kind of stuff, man.
And it feels like if he gets this win over Randy, there's so much more than just to beating the opponent in front of him.
Right.
It's overcoming the 11 years of hurdles. It's, you would think that would be the initial championship at WrestleMania, but a lot of the time, what they were saying at that point was WWE was just cashing in on a feel-good moment. This feels like the legit obstacle.
Yeah,
this feels like the 11-year hurdle right here.
The noise about when he won was, they just want a black champion, they just want to fill a quota and all this token stuff, whatever. But he's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that that's not the case. He's, he won it. Now he's starting to solidify himself as a legitimate champion, more so than anyone has done in a while.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I don't recall a feel-good champion as impactful as Kofi since I think, and you guys, I could be off here, but since Daniel Bryan won at WrestleMania 30.
That's a good comparison.
Like, it really feels, obviously it's a different story, but overall it's still the underdog overcoming the obstacles. To me, it's just, it is, man. And like, to see Kofi, I think it should move you. Some people are going to hate on that, and some people, you know what I mean? But I find, like, Kofi, if you really invest yourself into the product, like, Kofi should have a sense of inspirement, and I'm totally sold on this now. Like, I really am. And I think this feud is what really brought me to it, this Randy Orton feud.
It's been said many times, like, it's a good story, and then when you have a motivated Randy Orton, man,
yeah,
it just takes it to the next level.
What's that, Sebastian?
It's valid.
Night and day when he's motivated.
Like, you could tell, it's so obvious when he doesn't care. He's just phoning it in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. When you think of that type, you really think of him and Shinsuke, and both of them right now are doing the best things they've done in a long time.
Yeah, no, it's great stuff, man. And I like I said, I was all about Kofi winning, like, because it was just such they struck when that iron was hot. Like, it was something organic that they couldn't have predicted. And I'm glad they ran with it, and now they've actually created something out of it. And it's amazing, man. And this is one of those wrestling stories. I mean, there's going to be a lot of them, but it's one of those wrestling stories that we'll probably talk about once the run is over and once the product is moved on. It is one of those that we'll still talk about afterwards, man. And it's awesome. Should make you appreciate it. It should make you appreciate it.
It does. I want Randy to win Sunday.
Man,
But let me explain why.
You're such a heel.
No. Actually, I'm going to explain that this.
Got you. I got you.
Like, I want Baron Corbin to win. Why? Because I don't like Seth Rollins. I want Lacey Evans to win. Why? Because I've grown to not like Becky Lynch. I want Randy Orton to win because next to Shawn Michaels, I've always had a thing for Randy Orton. I wasn't there for Randy Orton having his 15 titles or however many he had.
He's at
But
13 right
again,
now.
Okay, 13. Here I am again plugging my outside looking in. I wasn't watching, but when I did talk to friends, and who's the champ right now? Oh, this Randy Orton guy. He does this RKO with the diamond cutter. I'm like, wow, that sounds amazing. I'd watch clips, and I've loved Randy Orton for so long. Now that I'm actually watching, and now that he's out there and he's getting a title shot, I want to see him drop Kofi on his face and pin him for the belt. But Kofi, Randy's had his turn. You guys just said it. Randy is in there to further the story. Kofi Kingston's been getting shit on for 35 years, and it's because of Randy Orton. Now you got this awesome champion that's doing great things. That you said it's organic. Nobody could have in a million years predicted Kofi Kingston being in the spot he's in. He's in it. He's hot. He's an excellent champion. Now he's gonna shit on who shit on him when it should have been his turn. It's an excellent progression to the story. So I want Randy Orton to win solely because I love Randy Orton. I want to see him win the belt. But Kofi's if Kofi doesn't win, then there's problems because him losing or Kofi winning is going to further the story so much it's not even funny. And he hasn't hit his ceiling yet. He really hasn't. Kofi is an amazing champion.
Yeah.
And that's what I got on the subject. I want Randy to win, but it's not for my heel reasons for a change.
If Randy wins, it's just one of those don't have hope, kids. Don't have hope. Don't have dreams.
I'll be the first.
Because they're gonna get shit on. There's gonna be that one guy.
If Randy Orton wins, it's gonna be the same thing when you had Triple H versus Booker T, and that whole storyline about people like him not being able to win, blah blah blah. Then we get to the match and Booker T loses. Proves everything Triple H says is right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It is like a dream killer. That's kind of what it would be. If that would be the result.
Well, it'd be like the guy that's telling you that held you back, that's telling you couldn't make it. You know,
Yeah.
you get to face him, and then you lose to him, which kind of validates his point.
Yeah, I know. It would definitely be it would be a huge gut punch if Randy wins. Not saying it's the end of the world, not saying I'd stop watching the product, but it would really essentially metaphorically knock the wind out of you. With the way this story is built, the way it's built, man. Like you said it, man, like the Triple H Booker T angle without the racism, it's pretty much it.
I'm personally fine either way they go. I just want this to go to Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
I want that to be the end of this feud.
Hell yeah, man. But yeah, so I mean, that's definitely the Kofi Randy match is my number one most look forward to match on the SummerSlam card.
Mine too.
Yeah, by all means.
Probably a weekend for me.
Per the weekend. Yeah, I think so with me. I think a close second is the triple threat North American title match in NXT. But
I think just the story being so good, I think it tops everything else going on.
Yeah,
really,
that's
what it comes
for me.
down to.
We
Just
don't
tell
get
me
much
the
story
story.
nowadays.
Yeah,
Right.
great
What we're getting
storytelling.
story on is excellent.
Following all of that actually is the go home angle for the show. We get a match between the New Day and Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Good match, back and forth, was tossed out. They gave this match had the most time, but it did ultimately get tossed out when Rowan outside the ring hit Big E with the stairs. They proceed to beat down the New Day, but then the real story was going on backstage. We see backstage, Roman walks into a locker room, kicks everybody out. So everybody get out of here. And literally everybody scurries out. I guess that shows where Roman stands. He can clear a room just by telling everyone to leave. Buddy Murphy goes to leave, and Roman says, nah, you sit right here. He confronts Buddy Murphy, pulls up a chair, sits down in front of him, interrogation style. And I was digging this, man. I was seriously digging this. He tells, he's like, I want to know if you did it. You were there, signs are pointing to you. Buddy Murphy comes back with, I don't know who did it, but if I did, I wouldn't tell you. So Rowan beats the shit out of him and just continues to interrogate him, gets him pressed up against the wall, forearm in the face. Murphy ultimately gives up Rowan's name. Did he say whether or not Daniel Bryan knew about it, though?
He said, well, no, he said basically Roman was like Daniel Bryan, and Buddy Murphy was like, I didn't see Bryan, I just seen Rowan.
Okay, so he did clear Bryan with what he
being
said.
at the scene.
From being
He
in the
didn't clear
scene.
Bryan. He said, I didn't see Bryan.
Yeah.
But if you look at Rowan and Bryan in the ring, Bryan never gave Rowan that look like, are you serious? No,
Yeah.
Bryan.
Like I personally actually have a complaint about this.
Whoa.
Because the way the way this ended, I didn't see no emotion looking live. Rowan, you just got called out. Do something. Don't just fucking stand there. Now, watching the TV replay today, I seen that Bryan had a look on his face like, oh shit. But live, I didn't see nothing. I'm like, you're dropping this bomb right here. These two guys are standing in the ring getting called out, and nothing's happening.
It's the cliffhanger, is what it is. It's the cliffhanger.
I think they played more to the camera at that moment than to the live crowd.
Yeah.
But okay, I guess I'm gonna revoke my complaint. I didn't see it live. Now, Bryan gave that look like, oh shit. I didn't see that live. I didn't see the oh shit. So I was like, what the fuck? You guys are standing in the ring. You're just going to stand there and fucking do nothing, bro? You just got called out for trying to kill a man.
Got called out, bro.
And you're just going to stand there. But then I seen today that they didn't just stand there. But I just felt that, like, Rowan should at least kind of, like, moved his head a little bit. Or don't just fucking stand there. You just got called out, dude. You just got told you're trying to kill a man. You just stand there.
Yeah. From the looks on him, I think it's obvious Daniel's going to be... I mean, it might even be a I did it for The Rock.
I'm telling you, I was like, if Rowan's like, I did it for Bryan. You know what I mean? Like,
and they did shoot exclusive, they did the videos on Twitter asking Daniel and Rowan right after when they got backstage.
Okay, how'd that go? I didn't see that.
Yeah, what did he say?
Bryan just denied it. He got very upset that he was even asked, and he just said Rowan had nothing to do with this and stormed off.
So denying all accountability.
Deny.
Yeah, man.
Did he happen to mention anything about an announcement?
Maybe the announcement was that he was planning on to assassinate a fellow
Roman
superstar.
Reigns.
Yeah,
What if that was so bold? Like in a different universe, we got the announcement the day it was brought up, and Daniel Bryan's announcement was, "I plan to assassinate Roman Reigns," and then the following weeks is all of this, what we're already getting. that was his announcement, was just to proclaim his attempts on Roman's life. Oh my gosh, man! But that was our show, you guys. SmackDown, a glorified recap and hype video for SummerSlam, which by all means, the show is no reflection of the weekend that we have ahead of us. By all means, NXT once again looks like it's going to tear the house down and give SummerSlam a very tough act to follow. SummerSlam itself, though, looks very strong. I'll throw it to you guys. What are the matches y'all looking forward to the most? We already said Kofi, Randy. Any other ones that stand out to you guys?
Ziggler, Goldberg.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy. Natalya Lynch. I want to see if that sharpshooter holds up. I want to see if
Benji has a good prediction there. That sounds pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
My top three: Orton, Kofi, the triple threat, and I guess Cole and Gargano. Just because, if Cole wins, where's Gargano go from here? Is he caught up? What's left for him in NXT?
Did you hear the rumor that Tommaso Ciampa is cleared to perform again middle of this month, which lines up with
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, so
God, that seems so soon though from the seriousness thing.
Some people, man, have that John Cena effect, man, where they can just work through the injury. But yeah, so
and they did shoot a 3-part thing for him too. It's on YouTube. I haven't got to watch it, but I retweeted it so I can go back and find it. Just his journey kind of recovering. So I guess that can kind of make sense.
Yeah. No, they say Tommaso Ciampa's injury he's like scheduled to be cleared by mid-August. So whether that means he'll probably play some part in the takeover. I don't know how physical his role will be, but I have a feeling Tommaso Ciampa's going to have some part in that event, which is, does he pick up where that feud left off with Gargano? You know, there's so many questions to be answered come this weekend. Speaking of this weekend, we're changing up the format a little bit. You guys you guys will see that the predictions episode, can't wait for that one, hosted by our very own Calavera Comedy, Mr. Benji. I'm sure you did a great job hosting. I can't wait.
You know, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but, you know, I'm just saying, it was pretty lit.
Benji's going to be taking over just because you guys don't need to hear my voice 5 days in a row. Benji's going to take over and SummerSlam, and I will be back for the Raw, SmackDown, and NXT 205 Live recap next week. Of course, don't forget to tune in tomorrow to our recap of NXT 205 Live going into TakeOver. Who's all going to be present for tomorrow's episode?
I plan on being on it.
You plan on being on? What about you, Benji?
Well, I never plan on being here, but I show up anyways.
You show up anyways, like you did today. And Rob, of course, Rob could give a shit about NXT, you know, but
it's not that I don't give a shit about NXT. It's that I do have other hobbies.
Yeah, and Rob also does wake up at like 3 a.m. and have like 16 children. It's amazing that we get any of his time to begin with.
You know, he's the real life Heath Slater.
Yes.
This guy last night had the shirt. I got kids, and I was like,
Rob, you need that shirt, bro. You need that shirt. I kind of need
it. I need it in my life.
But make sure you guys.
Speaking of shirt, I do want to throw it out there. I was going to buy a new shirt if they had a Brock Lesnar shirt.
And they didn't have Suplex City.
They did not have a Brock Lesnar shirt.
They didn't have like Detroit turning into Suplex City, whatever. No.
No, he doesn't. The new one doesn't do that like it used to. Now it's just the same thing. It's not City on it anymore. Like, I was really hoping they were going to have some kind of Detroit Suplex City thing. I would have bought it.
They need a T-shirt
but
with
they
like
also, they didn't have any Shane O'Mac gear. Like, I was like, okay, maybe I'll get Shane O'Mac if they don't have.
Yeah, why? Shocker that they don't have Shane O'Mac gear.
Why?
Come on, man.
People would instantly leave that concession stand. They would want nothing. The only Shane O'Mac gear I want are his shoes, because his shoes are always on point. Other than that,
sweet Jordans.
Yeah, man. Other than that, I could give a damn. Oh my gosh, man. Thank you guys for tuning into our show. Benji, oh man, you left such a hole in the Raw recap, buddy. We went off on such a cold outro, so I'm sure that you've taken time to make sure that our outro tonight is on point.
You all gotta listen to the outro for our predictions.
Oh, I forgot about that. Well,
it was the best.
Speaking of, there's a lot of predictions. You know, we want to see some good things happen on this show. Let me come closer. Let me tell you. Now, a lot of things are going to happen this weekend. We're going to have takeovers. We're going to have SummerSlams. We're going to have, you know, era versus era matches. But just remember that you are an era. Everyone is an era, and everyone is present. So predict yourself to be the future era. People, remember that. Keep your third eye open. This is SmackDown Pod. Thank you. What the fuck?
I have such an overwhelming feeling.
Oh my god. Dude, that was crazy personal. Oh my god.
You think that was good?
You hear the moisture in your voice. Oh my god.
You know what? I bring ASMR to this. That's what I do.